Welcome back in. We've got Phil Bloyd here who's joining us. He is with Revolutionary Financial Group, and you probably recognize him from his show Lowcountry Money Talk. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Well, I'm glad you're doing well because things are looking a little rough right now.
Rough.
But you know what? Phil's always got a plan. So we've been talking about potential recession, of course, potentially getting close to one, and lots of folks nervous about that. Already we're nervous about the high inflation and how that's affecting our money. What I want to know from you today, Phil, is how do we measure where we are financially when we've got, you know, kind of a tough picture to look at here? So we want to make sure we're not losing too much money. What is too much and how do you know?
Yeah. So the first thing, Jessa, when a new person comes in to see me, I'm going to look and see where they're at today. But with folks that I've been working with, what I would say is we want to make sure that we have the right amount at risk. That's the first part. So, you know, if I'm 75 years old, to me, it's not appropriate to have 50% in equities, which I've seen many people do.
Yeah.
So usually we don't want to take risk with more than maybe 25% of our overall portfolio.
And that's that rule of 100 you've shared with us before.
I really like that, you know, because it's going to get us through these tough times. You know, and the 25% we need too, because we need to build equity growth over time to get higher returns, so in case we live too long, right?
Yeah, well, that's a factor,
you know,
for sure.
don't forget the other side of that. But you know, people are having anxiety now because they're watching too much in the media and it's all hype and this and that. Yeah, but we are losing value in equity.
It's true.
But how do we compare to that?
Yes.
So let's say I have an equity portfolio and I'm measuring it, looking at it, it's down 10%. And you think that's the worst thing in the world is, oh, I'm down 10%. Well, when I do a portfolio analysis, and it compares your portfolio to the benchmark average, and let's say the average is down 20 and you're down 10.
Suddenly that sounds pretty good.
Well, you're doing better than the market. So what we do is we measure how much we have at risk. First of all, if you have too much at risk and you're down 10%, that could still bother you a bit.
Right, well, it's still a lot of money.
Yeah. So the idea, if you're feeling this way, probably something's not right in your portfolio.
Okay. So what you can do then is help us with that, right? By just taking a deep dive. You call it a portfolio analysis.
Right.
And you know, you can call the office. I think Rachel helps you with that, gets you all set up. What I want to know then is, what is that going to show us? What are you looking for?
All right, so we're gonna, in the portfolio analysis, we're gonna put in every holding that you have in your account, and we're gonna compare it to benchmarks, and it's gonna say, okay, you're above or below the benchmark. It's gonna show you how much you're paying in expenses. And then if you have exchange traded funds or mutual funds, it's gonna kind of unwrap those and show us what stocks are involved. And a lot of times, when we unwrap that and see what stocks are involved, and if we're not performing up to market, when I see that part, I'm going to know why based upon what equities you are in. So then it's like, okay, here you are, here's the average, you're too much invested, not enough, whatever. Then we go from that point, but it's also going to show your expenses.
Right, okay. So there's a factor here. It's not just about what's in the market.
Right, it's how much you're losing in expense.
And how much are you losing, okay.
Yeah. So in these days, there's a couple of things I would like to take a look at. You know, we're talking about income a lot. So if I can reduce my fees and expenses, then I will need less income.
Yes.
If I can look at a tax return and see, oh, maybe the way you're taking your funds and your distributions, maybe we can change that around a little bit and save in income taxes. Then if we can lower expenses and taxes, then we won't need to draw down as much income out of these accounts. And now would be a very good time to lower your expenses and taxes and your fees so that you don't have to take as much for income.
Right, absolutely. You want to be able to enjoy when the market hopefully does bounce back here. And lots of ways you can really take a look and make a potentially big impact on your financial picture. So
absolutely.
Thank you. We've got the expert here helping us. I like how you say unwrap it.
Unwrap it.
Take a look.
Take a look.
All right, Phil, it was nice seeing you today.
Good seeing you, Jasper.
And nice to see you. We'll be right back.